Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I can see it in your eyes, and I can see it in your soul. 'Cause you're back for another episode. Ooh! God damn it, girl. Oh, welcome back to my Asshole Podcast, man. Today is the Tuesday episode. God damn. Man. Woo! It's good. Because we are filming today. I'm excited. I always get very excited when we get to film. You know what I mean? I got my energy drink ready on deck to give you guys a good episode, to keep the energy high. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys been killing it in the support. Oh my God. We recently had a clip go kind of viral. The thread that we did, what's the highest thing you've ever done while high? Oh, that clip went viral. That was awesome. I appreciate that. That got a lot of attention. You guys were in the comments telling me all the funny shit. I won't lie to you. I'm actually going to read some of the comments because I thought they were funny. I won't lie to you. You guys are funny as hell. All right. Hold on. Y'all might be hearing it in the background. I'm going to read a few of them off because I thought a few of them were just fucking hilarious. So, one of them was, came home from the club, went to sleep, woke up thinking my car was stolen. I went downtown looking for it, got back home, stressed, only to find out that I parked it in the guest parking spot. I was like, bruh, because that is something I would fucking do. Not gonna lie to you, that is something I would do. I was like, yeah, if I was high as hell, I would be thinking that too. And it's funny because there is sometimes I do that where I don't remember where I parked my car. And so, I'll park it out, maybe in guest parking, or I'll park it in my parking spot, and I'll go out there and I'm like, where the fuck is my car at? And I'm like, oh man, did somebody jack my car? And then I'm like, oh, that's right. Oh, I parked it in the spot. So I go and I walk over to my park spot and I'm like, yay, there's my car. I do that all the time. And I'm sober, Oh man. Another one was looked over my glasses to see the TV. I was like, bruh, come on, man.
Bruh.
How... You need the glasses to see the TV. So why are you looking over your glasses to see the TV? I thought that was hilarious. I was like, wow. All right, man. Oh my God. Another one was, I became one with the couch. Anyone who sat on me felt like I was a part of the couch. And I'm like, bruh, what? What the fuck are you guys going through, man? Hey, you guys are wild. Even another guy was like, oh, I got smacked with a bag of ice. And I'm like, nigga, how do you get smacked with a bag of ice? Hey, you guys are hilarious, man. I love you guys. Hey, keep the comments going. Keep the support going. You guys are awesome. All right? You guys are fucking awesome. We're going to get into today's thread, though. Today's thread is therapists. What's been your biggest I know I'm not supposed to judge moment? All right? So let's see what these therapists have been going through, and they're like, oh, I know I'm not supposed to judge, but I mean, that's crazy. Okay. Early on in my career, while working at a community mental health center, I had a 17-year-old client that had an 18-month-old daughter and was 4.5 months pregnant when we began working together. After we built enough trust in our relationship, she disclosed that she had been repeatedly raped by her dad for the past 3 years. He had sole custody of her because her mom suffered from drug addiction and had her parental rights terminated. She reported to the local police. Small town, however, they were friendly with her father and didn't believe her. Oh my God. I told her they would only follow through with a report if she would give details of her sexual assaults, let's say, with her father present, stating that if she could not do that, they would know that she was lying. Her biggest fears were that her child were biologically her father's. She would not get a DNA test because she didn't want to look at them or love them differently. I made several reports to several authorities that declined to investigate or remove her from the home. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, it's like that movie. I don't know the name of the movie, but you guys might know the name of the movie. If you know the name of the movie, definitely comment it. But it's like that movie where the dad locks his daughter up in the like basement, or like not even the basement, but it's like this underground cement room, and he keeps her in there for like fucking years. I think it's like 20 years he keeps her in there, and he's having babies with his daughter. It's crazy. And the only reason why like she got out and the dad went to jail and all that kind of stuff is because one of the babies got sick, and she was like, yo, we got to take the baby to the hospital. And because he slipped up and took the kid to the hospital, she found a police officer and was like, you gotta help me, blah blah blah. Woo, man, that movie's crazy. And she was pretty much living that. That's wild, man. Oh, I don't know how as like a dad you could look at your daughter and be like, yeah, I want to have sex with her. Like, bro, what the fuck? That's just crazy to me. Therapist, what's been your biggest I should not judge? Okay, I evaluated a child and had to testify in family court. During the court session, I learned that the mother had rented her oldest daughter to her friends when the daughter was fit. Wait. Do you mean rented like... Yeah, I mean, I'm just, that's crazy. That's great. You were... I don't know if I could say this word, but like you were selling your daughter. You were selling your daughter. What the fuck? And she was 15 to 17 years old. Wow. Woo! Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Otherwise, her siblings would be homeless and hungry. Mother used most of the money for drugs. Father pays rent and brings groceries every week because he knows mother didn't have money. Custody was 50-50 when this was happening. The judge did not terminate the mother's parental rights, and mother got supervised weekend visits. The judge said it wasn't clear the mother's intention was for her friends to grape the daughter, so she wasn't going to terminate the mother's parental rights. That's wild. Wow. And I guarantee you, if the dad was doing that shit, they would have got rid of his parental rights immediately. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Woo. Oh, the world. The world is something else, man. The world is something else. Oh, Lordy, the world is something else. My God. The whole rented thing was crazy. Like, I've never heard somebody reference that as renting. I never, bro, what the fuck? That means what? This girl was living at other dudes' houses for a couple days? That's crazy. Man. Therapist, what is your I am not going to judge? Or, I'm sorry. What is your biggest I know I'm not supposed to judge? There we go. What is your biggest? I am not supposed to judge. Okay, an attorney who specialized in insanity defenses during the sentencing phase of death penalty cases talked about one serial killer or a serial unaliver, sorry, she worked with. She said that the most frightening person she ever met was the father of her client. Dad would tie his son's hands to the rafters in their house and then whip his son with electrical wire. That's crazy. Woo! Now look, when I was a kid, I got whooped. I won't lie to you. When I was a kid, I got whooped. And I'm actually for whoopings. I won't lie to you. I'm for whoopings. Like my future children, they gonna get whooped. I ain't gonna lie to you. They gonna get whooped, because I look at it like a little physical discipline is what kids need sometimes to understand, like, hey, there are consequences to your actions. I'm not about to sit here and just talk to you. Fuck that gentle parenting bullshit. I don't care if I got a boy or a girl, you getting your butt cheeks whooped. Alright? If you want to be cutting up and you want to be doing all that, you'll get your butt cheeks whooped. You know, and I'll bend you over the knee in the grocery store. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be that kind of dad. But if you are going as far as tying your child, you know, up and doing it, I think that's a little too far. I'm like, whoa, hold up. You know what I mean? And then you're doing it with electrical wire. Come on, man. That's why we got belts. Yeah, you know, because again, like, a belt is going to hurt, but it's not going to sit here and like cut the kid. Sure, it may leave a little bruise on their booty cheek or whatever, but you know what I mean? But this electrical wire, we're talking about, these are cuts. That's crazy. That's a little too much. You know, and then tying them to some shit is crazy too. You know, again, I'm all for whoopings, but you ain't got to do it Kunta Kinte style. I'm just saying, you ain't got to do it Kunta Kinte style, bruh. That's wild. All right. Woo. Shit. All right, therapist. What's been your biggest? I'm not going to judge. Started my first year practicum at the County Behavioral Health working for foster kids. Shadowed my coworker for a session with a 10-year-old. On the drive back to the office, she told me that a 10-year-old was a victim of repeat CSA and has formed a great bond with her caregivers and wants to stay with them. However, her CPS social worker was actively trying to get her back with her mom, who was still living with her boyfriend that sexually assaulted the client. Her therapist continued to advocate for the client to stay with the caregivers because that's what the client wanted as well. I just cannot believe that CSA isn't an immediate nope, not getting your kids back if that person is still in contact / lives with the perpetrator or is the perpetrator themselves. Yeah, like the fact that you're willing to like release the kid to live with somebody who has got that kind of reputation or history with that child, I think is kind of crazy. I won't lie to you. You know, I truly believe that there's a lot of times where the mom is just extremely unfit, you know, to have her child. And I get it. Some of the dudes are, you know, they're deadbeats and they don't want anything to do with their kid and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, time and time again, man, there's a lot of kids who grow up, whether, you know, it may be kids that you know, or you've gone through this yourself, or whatever the case may be, where you see the guys that your boyfriend or that your mom is, the boyfriends of your mom and stuff like that, you know, and they get like either try to get physical with you, whether it's like hitting, or they try to, you know, be sexual with it and stuff like that, because it happens a lot of times, especially if it's a daughter. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a daughter, because, you know, they look at it like, oh, this is not my daughter. You know, I don't know this girl by blood. So, you know, it's not incest if I do this, you know, and that what goes through these sick guys' minds. And I think that's just crazy. And a lot of times the mom just okay with it. I wouldn't say okay with it in the sense of like, oh yeah, you can do it, it's fine. But they're okay with it in the sense of like, Oh no, it didn't happen. Oh no, you're lying. Oh, I talked to him and asked him if he touched your butt, and he said no. And it's like, bro, I would think that you would believe your kid over this random dude that you've only been dating for a couple months or whatever. It just, that's tough. That is tough, man. I would hate to deal with that because my dad's girlfriend deals with that. She's a I think it's called CPA or CPS. She's a CPS social worker, and she deals with cases for kids and stuff. And there's no way I could do that job, man. That job, man, you got to have the toughest skin. All the toughest skin, because a lot of times it'll be like court ordered for you to send kids with a parent that is unfit. Or sometimes that, oh man, this is not going to work out, or this is not going to be a good idea, and all this kind of stuff. Oh, it's just all bad sometimes. Damn, man. All right. Therapists, what is your biggest? I'm not going to judge. I had a preteen client whose guardian kept requesting processing notes to see how they've been doing. It's against clinic policy for clients and parents/guardians to have access to the notes. They're allowed to have access to everything else, though. The client was very defiant to everyone who was a wonderful kid throughout their treatment with me. When I met both with the guardian and parent, who both insisted on knowing everything about the kid, everything started to make sense. Once the parent requests to switch therapists, only because I declined their request to the notes, I knew how unhealthy the family dynamics were. I felt bad for the kid because they were opening up more about the family dynamics and how they impacted them. We had a good therapeutic relationship. Dang. I get it when the kid kind of connects with the therapist more, but then since I guess it's more like the therapist is kind of, I don't want to say putting the blame on the parents, but they're more of just like, hey, you are responsible for the reason why your kid is kind of feeling the way they do and acting the way they're acting, and when the parents kind of look at it like, oh, I'm not the problem. Oh, why? It's not me. And that to me, I think is really fucked up, because your kid is actually having some breakthroughs and your kid is actually finding solutions to their problems, because now they're realizing like, okay, this wasn't me. I'm not crazy. My parents are not the reason for this, but they are a catalyst to why I feel the way that I feel. And now I can kind of tackle it a little better, because a lot of times when you're dealing with these certain things, when it's regarding like, I guess you could say traumas and events that happen in your life that really affect your thinking and viewpoints of life going forward, a lot of times you don't know where they come from. You're like, I don't know. You kind of just throw blame out there because you don't really know. But when a therapist is able to kind of lock down onto what it is, and then your parents are sitting there like, oh, it's not our fault. And well, they're like, hey, 2 + 2 is 4. And I think that's the math that we're doing here. Your kid's feeling this way, and it's in direct causation of the things that you're doing. So the fact that you're doing these things is making your kid feel this way. And and so then they switch therapists because they look at it like, oh, that's not my fault. And that's really fucked up. That's just not cool. It's like, as a parent, you should take responsibility and be like, damn, I didn't know that I was affecting my kid that way. It is so wild to me that like people have these kind of parents and they go through this kind of shit, because I consider myself extremely lucky. I consider myself blessed that I had parents that, because don't get me wrong, I as a kid, I grew up, going through depression and stuff like that. I, was on medication for it, all that shit. And my parents were so supportive. It was to the point where like when they would ask my therapist, they're like, oh, Well, I didn't have a therapist. I had a counselor, but it kind of the same thing. And, they would ask me shit and stuff like that. And, and I'd be like, oh, sometimes I don't feel supported by my parents. And sometimes, I kind of feel like I'm the outlier because, they kind of think that I'm okay, and so they coddle my little brother a little more than I do, and then it kind of makes me feel unloved, and they're like, oh shit, instead of my parents being like, oh, we don't do that, I don't know what this lady's talking about and putting in your head. No, they were like, oh shit, we didn't know they were making you feel that way. Like, damn, okay, we'll pay some more attention to you. We thought you were good. We thought you were okay, and we really had to focus on your brother and stuff. But I wasn't, I wasn't okay. And instead of, like I said, like in this situation where they were just like, oh no, we're not taking responsibility. We're not the cause of this. You're just going to get a new therapist. Like, it's like I had a breakthrough with that. And I think it was a big point and a big reason why my relationship is so strong with my parents, even though they are separated and they don't really like each other. If I'm being straight with you, they don't really like each other, but I still have a good relationship with my mom and my dad, and so because they've kind of looked at my issues whenever the issue was an indirect cause from them, they wouldn't look at it like, oh no, we didn't do that. No, they would be like, oh shit, I am sorry, I didn't know, and so, dang man, it's crazy to think, because even if I was a parent and I was causing my kid to, like, some distraught, I would be like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. Like, no, you're my baby. You know what I mean? Like, I would think that you would look at your kid that way, right? But I guess not. Maybe, yeah. Damn, man. Woo. All right, I'm gonna do one more and then we'll end the thread. Okay, therapist, what is your biggest? I'm not gonna judge. I had a woman once bring in her child for scholastic issues. The child clearly had fetal alcohol syndrome. Wow. I asked her gently if she consumed alcohol while pregnant, to which she confirmed. When I told her that is likely the cause of the scholastic issues, she said, I don't feel bad about it. Whoa. That's crazy. Bro. They were just like, oh, like, it seems like, they're having fetal alcohol syndrome. Did you drink while you were pregnant? And they're like, oh, yeah, I did. And it's like, oh, okay, that must be the reason why they're having such scholastic issues. And they're like, I don't feel bad about it. Like, how could you say that about your child, bruh? How could you say... Wow, man. Hey, people are evil. People are fucking evil, man. Oh my God. It's like, these are the people that are having kids. It reminds me of that movie. If you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy, and they talk about, like, people who are highly educated and are very wealthy are not having kids, as to where, like, I don't want to say the dumb people, but, the lower IQ individuals are having children. And I just think that's where that is. You know what I mean? A lot of these people who are just low IQ individuals having kids, and, they're so selfish and caught up in their own shit, they don't, like, realize, yo, you're affecting your kid like this. You know what I mean? Damn, bro. Whew. That's tough. That's so tough. Man. Yeah, dude. I mean, it is what it is, dude. I feel so bad about it. But that's going to go ahead and be that thread, man. Hope you guys, I don't know how you would enjoy that thread. I ain't going to lie to you. I didn't even enjoy that thread. That is crazy, the people that do this shit to kids, man. Oh, being a therapist is just like the CPS job, where you got to have some tough skin, man, because there is no way in hell I could sit there and watch a parent just not take responsibility for their child, or not want to have the best for their child, not want to give their child that emotional support that they actually need. They look at it like, oh, the therapist is going to give you that, so I don't have to. And that's just wild. wild to me, man. But yeah, hey, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Yeah, damn. Woo! Okay, so we'll hop into announcements. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show, like the people did today. Yeah, we have almost 100 hours of content over on the Patreon, man. Definitely get over there. $3 a month gets you access to all of it, baby. All of it. I have had some people ask me, is it $3 a month is it $3 for access to everything, or does it give you just access to some stuff? No, it gives you access to everything on the Patreon. I will not create another tier and be like, oh, you got to pay $10. Nah, anything that I add to Patreon, you will continue to pay that $3, and that just is what it is. I'm not going to increase it. I'm not going to do any of that. And if I add more content to it later down the road, if I do like exclusive streams or I do this and that, whatever the case may be, it'll always be $3 a month. So again, get in there, man. Check it out. Links down in the description. Audio listeners, keep downloading the podcast as well as rating us 5 stars. It helps out a lot, and I appreciate all the support that you guys have shown so far. It really means the world to me, and I do love it when you guys do hit that download button and I see the numbers go up. I appreciate it so much. I love to check my analytics and stats and all that stuff to see where you guys are from. Man. Hey, I do want to give a shout out to like my top, how would you say it? Like, I guess countries. Yeah, I would say, countries. Now, obviously in the United States, you guys are my biggest countries, but like outside the United States, Canada, my Canada peoples out there, I appreciate you, eh? You know what I mean? I appreciate you, man. I love you guys. Then we have the United Kingdom. Demand them. I appreciate y'all out here checking out the podcast, coming back every week, doing your thing. And and then we got some Australians. We got them Australians, mate. Yeah, I appreciate all y'all from around the world enjoying the podcast, man. I really do appreciate all that. You guys download the episodes, watch them, come back every week, and I appreciate that so very much, man. I really, really do. That's a big shout out to those countries out there that are supporting the show. And that is awesome that we're even reaching a worldwide audience like that. That is so awesome to me. But yeah, shout out to you guys. If you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. Click that little bell, man. You'll be notified when we go live for live streams. You'll also be notified when a new episode comes out on either Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday, all right? Or occasionally the Friday free Patreon episode. But yes, definitely subscribe to us on YouTube, man. The YouTube subscribers are back on an uptrend. I'm like, let's go, baby. So I appreciate that so much. And then follow us on TikTok and Instagram for the clips, baby. TikTok and Instagram, TikTok is popping. We got a couple clips that have been, getting pretty popular and stuff like that. And so, yeah, we talked about that in the beginning of the episode, so I'm not going to harp on that more. All right. Without further ado, let's get into, today's confession time. I almost forgot that we got to do a confession time. I almost forgot. Then we got to do a confession time. Almost forgot. All right. So, today's confession time is I cuddle with strangers and regularly attend cuddle parties. Huh. Okay. I feel like we gonna learn something today. Are you ready to learn something today? Because I think you are. Let's go. All right, I have to confess something that many people might find strange or even unsettling. I regularly cuddle with strangers and attend cuddle parties. And yes, I do this deliberately and enjoy it to the fullest. How do I how did I get into this? Honestly, it started from a deep need for closeness. For a long time, I thought cuddling was something reserved for romantic relationships. But at some point, I realized that I could experience physical closeness outside of a romantic partnership. A few years ago, I came across the concept of cuddle parties and was a skeptical at first. Meeting strangers just to cuddle with them sounds weird, but after learning more about it, I realized that it was exactly what I had been looking for. How does a cuddle party work, you ask? Usually, there's an introduction where all participants learn to set their own boundaries and respect those of others. No one has to do anything they're uncomfortable with. After that, there are various exercises to get familiar with touch, like holding hands or leaning on each other. Finally, the action of cuddling part begins, where people can relax together in different constellations. Okay. Isn't that awkward or inappropriate? I initially thought it was. Oh, no, hold on. I initially thought it would be hard to connect with strangers in such an intimate way, but it's not about romance or sexuality. It's about warmth, trust, and feeling accepted. And surprisingly, it works really well. Many people are amazed at how natural and comfortable it feels. How do others react? The reactions in my social circle are mixed. Some find it interesting and understand why I do it. Others, however, are confused or dismissive. Some even think it's weird or desperate at this point. I don't care. Every time I leave a cuddle session, I feel relaxed, happy, and emotionally balanced. It has even helped me become more relaxed and less stressed in my daily life. Wow. All right. I did not know cuddle parties happen, and I guess she broke it down for us. I told y'all we was going to learn something. Because I didn't know cuddle parties exist. That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna be straight up. I could never go to a cuddle party, because if I'm cuddling with a woman, bro, my thing is going to be hard, bro. All right? Like, bro, I'm gonna wanna fuck. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wanna fuck. I couldn't just cuddle. I'm sorry, I couldn't just cuddle. You know, I couldn't. Cause then I'm gonna wanna grab a titty, or I'm gonna wanna rub a booty. You know what I mean? Like, bro, and that's not what it's about. You know, it's about just having the warmth. And I get that 100%. But I don't know. I just equate cuddling too much with, like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? We about to get into the sexy time, you know. We about to do a little thing. So that's why I say, for me personally, I could never go to a cuddle party, because, you know, all the blood would go from here down there, and then I ain't thinking no more, and then I'm getting grabby, and yeah, and I might get kicked out that bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, but hey, man, cuddle parties. If you're lonely out there and you know you want to feel some touch or whatever, Google up some cuddle parties. There might be some in your area. Go on Craigslist. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where you would find said cuddle party, but like I said, that's why, you know, you Google it. Craigslist, find something, you know. But hey, appreciate the confession. Yeah. All right, you guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. Cuddle parties. All right, let me know. Okay, on to our first scenario. We have girlfriend cheated on me, lied for 6 months, then told me the same night we found out she was pregnant. That's crazy. No. Okay, she cheated on me twice. I knew it was happening too, but I was too blind to actually fucking do anything. Just keep pretending like everything's okay. One of my guys was her coworker, who she made me hang out with a few times, once before she cheated and once after. He now works at the same place as my new job, because thank my fucking luck, I remember one of the nights calling her out because she was being way too touchy with this shirtless guy. Okay. It fucked me up, and I decided to get super drunk. Then in between puking into the toilet, I looked up to see her cuddling in this guy's chest while crying that it's all her fault. When we get home, I call her out on that as well, and she calls me toxic a few weeks later, and she fucks him. Bruh. There... Oh, no. No. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh. Damn. All right. Hey. Okay. And to top it all off, she fucked him across from my house at a childhood swimming spot I showed her. This guy, by the way, likes to do meth and coke and run from the cops on his motorbike. He is a walking example of the shittiest human. He has 2 rotten teeth from meth, and anger is sometimes changed to pure disgust because the idea that she made out with this guy and let him nut inside of her without a condom is one of the grotesque things I can grossest thing I can imagine. I used to think only homeless meth heads must fuck that guy, but apparently my beautiful upper class girlfriend let this walking STD, he got chlamydia from the girl that he had sex with after her, thank God, talk his way into her pants. Bruh. He goes into it and it's this long fucking thing where he's just talking bad about homeboy and everything like that. But yeah. Damn, son. So pretty much what happened is your girl pretty much was just like, yo, I'm bored of you and I want the bad boy and that's what I'm gonna do. Damn. And she got pregnant by a dude who does meth and Coca-Cola. That's crazy, bruh. That is crazy. Damn. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, the moment I saw her at that party and all that shit, I would have been broke up with this girl. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have been broke up with this girl. And that's a lot of times what's wrong with a lot of you dudes that write in and you be talking about, oh, my girlfriend's cheating and this and that. You guys are Ray Charles to these red flags sometimes. Y'all be sitting there talking about, nah, man, everything's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. She loved me. And it's like, bro, no, she doesn't. No, she open your eyes because she don't love you, man. And it's crazy because a lot of these dudes, it is obvious. Like, she will be blatant about this shit. Like, she's not even hiding it. Like, the fact that she was laying on homeboy's chest and doing all this shit while he's shirtless, come on, man, that should have told you right then and there. I would have seen that, and I'd have been like, cool, we're done. We're broken up. Over. I'm leaving the party without her. You know, if she wants to hit me up, I'd be like, don't hit me. Don't hit my line. We're done. You know what I mean? Go ahead and have shirtless boy take you home. You know, I'm telling you, man. And you guys, dudes need to have thick skin nowadays, bro. Because it's wild to me that the shit that guys be letting their girls get away with. I won't lie to you. Y'all be letting these girls get away with murder, man. For me, I don't tolerate that shit. If I'm being straight with you, I don't tolerate that crap. Like, if I'm talking to a girl and, you know, we're at a mutual understanding of, like, I like you, you like me, we're still getting to know each other, you know, we're going on dates, we're talking, this and that, whatever the case may be, the moment you do some fuck shit and you want to go talk to another guy and you want to do all this, cool, peace. You go be with that guy. Because I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to sit there and you know, watch you entertain another guy while you supposedly like me. Nah, I ain't doing that. No thanks. I'm going to let you go ahead and entertain that other dude and you going to do that. You know, and a lot of girls get mad at me over that, whether it's in my comment section or, you know, in real life. They get mad at me about it and I'm just like, bro, I'm not about to do that. I'm sorry. If I'm being serious about you, then I'm being serious about you. If you're not serious about me, that's cool. That's fine. I'm not here to try to change your mind. I'm not here to try to, make you into something you ain't or convince you. No. Fuck all that. Nah, man, you either about it or you're not. And that's another thing that I've noticed about women is that, if they're going to be about you, they're going to be about you. And nothing in this entire world, it's not work, not family, not friends, nothing is going to stop that girl from wanting to be with you. A lot of dudes be sitting there and they be holding on to this whole, oh, no, she just said she was busy. Oh, no, she just said she had a tough day. We texted all day yesterday, though. Don't worry about it. Like, she's just busy today. Nah, no. The fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Yeah, y'all be doing this shit all the time, bro. You're cooked, and then on top of that, you sat there and you stayed long enough for this dude to impregnate your girl. That's crazy. That's crazy. Again, man, Ray Charles. Y'all niggas be like, oh, my girl love me, man. Everything is fine. No, they don't. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. You can yell at me, how wrong I am. Yeah, I mean, because I can already hear it. I can already hear it. It's cool. I ain't tripping. All right. On to our next one. Damn, we got another cheating one. Okay. Coworker cheating on his wife after a bad car accident set up a GoFundMe page and raised more money than I'd ever seen. So his coworker cheated on his wife. And then I guess they got into a bad car accident, set up a GoFundMe, and then they raised a fuck ton of money, is what I'm getting out of this. So we have a warehouse whore. Oh, damn. Okay. Hey, his words, not mine. He's saying.
She belongs to the streets.
His words, not mine. Is what we call her Lacey. Damn. He said, I'm going to put her name in this shit too. She has slept with everybody. Been fingered by random dudes with dusty hands, then brags about it and tries to seduce married men for her own satisfaction just to throw them out once she's won. Hey, I ain't going to lie to you. I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but at my job, we got one of them too. You know what I mean? We got one of them too. Hey, and she's one of those girls that thinks like these dudes love her. And they don't. They just passing her around. Like, she got into a relationship with this dude, or, well, what she thought was a relationship. You know what I mean? What we thought was she thought was. And homeboy just took her to her house, dogged her out, and never called her again. And she was like, oh, he raped me, this and that. And it's like, no. He just dogged you out because he didn't call you back. And now you want to claim grape. Nah, bruh. Nah. And then she get with the next dude, and the next dude do the same thing. And it turns out those dudes were friends, and I was like, oh man. So yeah, nah. We got one like that at my job too. I ain't gonna lie. Anyways, she has been working on this dude named Darren for like a full year. He blocked her on everything and was really open about how much he loved his wife. He turned her down hard, and it just gave Lacey more motivation. Yeah, she couldn't take that L. She was like, oh, fuck no. Darren's wife got in a really serious car accident. She had a long road to recovery, but she was still going to be able to walk and do everything normally. It was just going to take time. Not even 1 week after this wreck, and Darren starts sleeping with the warehouse whore. Woo! Oh, goddamn. My man was like, I'm getting no booty at home, so I might as well get me some booty from the girl that's giving it out. Let's just say that. He starts telling his wife he was working overtime to pay bills when he was really going to her house after work.
Stop the cap.
My man was like, oh yeah, I'm working overtime, baby. I got all this overtime.
Stop the cap.
Nah, bro. Nah, hey, that's crazy. Darren created a GoFundMe and wrote the sob story about how much he loves his wife, and it's really hard being the sole provider. He also wrote about all the overtime he has been pulling, and they just needed help to pay bills until she is better. He ended up raising $220,000 from this page. Wow. That's the end of the story. Woo, that's great. $220,000 is crazy. And he's smashing the pass around girl. That's wild. Woo. I wonder if the warehouse, 304, I wonder if she feels entitled to some of that money. You know what I mean? I wonder if she feels entitled to some of that money. I feel like she would, but I don't know. Because, again, he's raising it for his wife. Obviously, he's not lying about, his wife being in the hospital and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? He's not lying, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I'm just saying, homeboy's not lying, but at the same time, it's like, bruh, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, yeah, man, that's my only question is, does this Lacey girl, the warehouse, HOE, if you will, does she feel entitled to that money? Because I feel like she would in some way, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. That's crazy, though. $220,000 is wild. Woo, man. Hey, I won't lie to you. You guys really keep this show going, man. It's funny how, like, when I go from show to show, I never think that you guys' stories could top the previous episode. And then you guys top the previous episode, and I'm like, how do you guys do this? It's crazy to me, man. Absolutely crazy to me. Okay, on to our next one. Being accused of eating office food, what should I do in this situation? It's funny because we've had this situation twice before. This is the third time we've had this situation on the show. Because the first girl, she put laxatives in her shit and her boss was doo-dooing his mind away. Oh, that man was doo-dooing like crazy. And then another one was a guy and some pregnant girl was eating his shit. And so then I forgot what he did. I think he put laxatives in it as well. Yeah, I want to say he put laxatives in it and she was doo-dooing her life away. But yeah. Apparently the consensus is to put laxatives in your food and see who's eating the shit, but let's see what's up. Okay, so a few months ago, of my work colleagues brought some desserts to the office, and a coworker saw me eating twice and told everyone the following day on my WFH day, I don't know what that means, that I ate them all when it was not true. Simply saw me eating twice and assumed I finished it all when in fact I had messaged other colleagues after leaving the office that there were many leftovers. Long story short, the next time I was in the office, another coworker shouted me saying I was selfish for eating all the desserts, and I said it wasn't true, yet she refused to have none of it and continued to shout at me. Honestly, I was so shocked as this never happened to me, and I stupidly apologized for hurting her feelings, and that made me look guilty for nothing. Now it's been 5 months since then, and every now and then a coworker will make a joke that I will finish all the food whenever the food is brought into the office. I kept getting frustrated because the coworkers who knew the truth don't ever stand up for me as they are afraid to ruin relationships with other coworkers. I am also leaving the company in 2 weeks because as this keeps happening, should I do anything about it before leaving? I say this because recently another comment was made behind my back to new colleagues, and now every new colleague has this impression of me. I know this sounds silly, but it does bother me. Well, dude, you're leaving anyway, so you might as well just fucking leave. Like you're leaving anyway. I wouldn't even... Nah. Personally, I wouldn't burn no bridges. I wouldn't be trying to get back at them. I would just be like, I would tolerate it and move on, bro. Tolerate that shit and move on. Because for one, it's not worth your time. Let's be straight. It's not worth your time. Two, It's a thing where if you do something, that could really like fuck up your next opportunity. That could really fuck up things in the future for you. Like, you just never know how that's going to come back at you, because I'm a big proponent on karma. And I look at it like, what you put out is what you gonna get back, motherfucker. And so if you decide to put out this negative bullshit energy and you leave, and that shit gonna come back to you in your next job, trust me, bro, you don't want that smoke and you don't want that issue. I'm just being honest with you. It's tough that shit out. Leave in the 2 weeks and you're chilling, bro. You're chilling. This ain't a big scenario. I thought somebody was eating yo food. That's what I thought it was. But no, I guess it was just rumor. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. But no, it was just a thing of like, he ate twice, so they're like, you old fat nigga, you ate all the food, you want all the food, fatty, you know what I mean? And he don't like it. That's what it is. And so again, you said that you're moving. I wouldn't do nothing, because it might ruin things in the future. You don't want to do that. It might ruin things in the future. And again, karma's a bitch. I don't know if you've seen previous episodes. I'm talking like previous. I'm talking like episode 30 through maybe 60. There were a lot of times where karma was smacking niggas in the face, and they were smacking them hard. Woo, I ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah. Cause I remember one story. This is an old story from the podcast. Only like the OGs remember this one. There was a dude, right? He was dating this girl, and she was a heavy girl. And so he was driving in a truck with his buddies, and he sees this like, chubby girl running along the side of the street, right? And then they like lean out and they're like, oh, fat girl, oh, you're this and that, and then he realizes, oh shit, yo, that's my girlfriend, you know what I mean? And they're like making fun of her, whatever. She then breaks up with him, and then he sees her later on, and she's slim thick in it, and he all of a sudden he's like, oh shit. And so then he tries to go talk to her, right? Like, hey, oh my God, you remember me? Like, you look good. Da, 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 da. She's like, nigga, get the fuck out my face. And put him on blast in front of everybody. Oh, you were calling me fatty, and you were doing this and that. You and your boys were this and da da da. Now I'm all skinny and sexy. Now you want to come talk to me? Nigga, get the fuck out of here, bruh. Get the fuck out of here, man. You get a good one of them right there. Right there. Get the fuck out of here. And so I'm telling you, man, karma be doing that type of shit to you, where you don't think it's going to hit you because it don't hit you right away, but then it hits you later on. So that's why I say, look, don't say nothing. You leave, go to this new office, whatever, wherever you're going, and start over new. And you're chilling, bro. You know what I mean? You're chilling. So, I don't know. You let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. Okay. Our last one for today's episode. Woo. The boy's been doing a lot of talking. Okay. Should I be upset? My coworker didn't invite me to her wedding. Okay, let's see what's up. I work at a salon with 7 girls, including me. Me and this other girl started at the exact same time about a year ago at this place. I feel like I've gotten along pretty well with everybody, and even close to some of the girls specifically. I'd always tell them my personal business with my outside life. They know about my bad relationship and health problems. Anyway, fast forward to now, one of the girls that I thought I was close with is getting married. Everybody in the salon got invited to her bachelorette and to her wedding except for me. Oh, okay. It's a little weird. I definitely feel bad and feel some type of way. I understand that the other girls have been working there longer than me, but I can't help it but to feel bad and left out. Now, I just feel awkward knowing that everybody will be going to the wedding on a Friday and I have to stay and work. Now, I'm just rethinking everything I told my coworkers about my personal life. I have recently started to notice that they all seem kind of clicked up together or get lunch together, and they never ask me or invite me. I just feel awkward. They probably looked at you and like your life situation and was just like, ooh, maybe we don't want to be friends with that girl. she's problems. She might be toxic, and I think that's what's kind of going on. I mean, look, dude, if I'm being honest with you, like, you can't really expect your coworkers to be your friends. You can't. I mean, you could try as hard as you want to, like, be friendly to those that you work with and stuff like that, and be friends with the people that you work with and stuff. But you can't expect them to be your friend. You can't expect friendship out of it. It's the same thing for me at my job. I don't really talk to a lot of people at my job, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I'm like that, if I'm being real with you. Like I talk to them all the time, and, like, we're buddy and we're friends and stuff. Like, I just don't really do that, if I'm being honest with you, because a lot of people like to kind of talk behind your back type shit, where to your face, they'll be one way, but then they be talking shit about you to somebody else and all that kind of stuff. There's only, like, for me, like, my job, there's only one person I know, and he's my boy, and he and I are the only ones that don't really be on that type of time where, we be talking to each other and then we go talk shit behind each other's back and shit. We don't do that. And so, again, you can't really expect your coworkers to kind of see you the way that you see them. And I don't feel bad. Don't feel left out. Just look at it like, hey, it's cool. That is what it is. You bitches ain't getting invited to none of the shit I got going on. I see what it is. Y'all not my friend. That's fine. To me, it just lets you know, all right, I know where I stand. You know what I mean? I know where I stand. I know that I'm not invited. That's cool. I'm going to be about my bread and I'm going to go home. And just have that mindset where you're like, cool. I'm not here. You guys aren't my friends. That's fine. I'm a play niceties. I'm going to get there, get in, make my money, and get out. And that's just how you got to deal with it. I think you're putting a little too much on, like, oh, we have to be friends, and oh, I thought we were buddies and this and that, And I get it because you probably think like, oh yeah, we're friends and we get along and all this kind of stuff. I get it, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? That's kind of fucked up. But I've been there. I ain't gonna lie. I've been there. There's some times where I thought some people were my friends and then they weren't, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But I look at it like, I know where I stand with you. And now that I know where I stand with you, I'm going to just get in there, play some niceties, be about my money, and I'm going to be out. So, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. You guys let me know what you think about everything that's happened today in today's episode. The crazy ass thread we had, as well as all the scenarios we've gone over today. We had a lot of coworker ones, man. Put down in the comments if you had any crazy coworker stories. You know what I mean? If you got any crazy coworker stories, man, definitely let your boy know. But that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. I will see you guys on Thursday for our book, Hooked. I think we're doing chapters 7 and 8. So be on the lookout for that. We might do 4 chapters on that one, depending on how long the chapters are. I try to go no longer than an hour and a half on those episodes. But if you do want more chapters within an episode and you don't mind a longer episode, go ahead and let me know down in the comments, okay? And I'll do a longer episode. So just let me know. All right? But without further ado, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you all, and peace.